The wobbly.
Which wobbly?
Like that wobbly one. There you have that wobbly extension.
Check it out, right? You guys ready? Oh,
damn.
nice chest. It's for sale if you guys are interested though. If you guys can hit me up on Instagram.
Here.
Let's Drift Media. Thank you guys for coming back to the channel, and huge thank you for helping us hit 10,000 subscribers. This is freaking huge. I'm pretty excited, pretty stoked, and we're gonna keep growing from here. Real quick too, I'm gonna be doing another Q&A video. So I posted on my Instagram and on the YouTube community post. I don't know if any of you guys see it, but drop a comment, either there, send me a message or something if you want to get featured on the next video. From mild to wild, taking all questions, and I'll shout you guys out and whoever's asking a question. But let's get started with this video. This is a continuation video of the last video we did with Danny T explaining his tools. This video is going to be purely focused on his BMW dealership toolbox setup. So Danny worked at the BMW dealership for about 2 years, just so you guys know. So he's got a pretty good idea of things you need and things you don't need when it comes to being a flat rate BMW tech. He's now working full-time at his own independent shop, pursuing his dreams. So that's pretty badass. Props to Danny. That's goals right there. But anyways, without further ado, let's get started with this video.
This is my pretty much my dealership level box that I would use specifically for Europeans. I use this at a BMW dealership, so this is my 84 equip. This is what I used at BMW dealership. I used to work out with Nico. Yeah, this box I would say is a pretty comprehensive box for working on BMWs. Let's see, start left to right I guess. We have our ratchets, 1/2 inch, magnets, 3/8, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/8, 1/4 inch in every size, so it's short, semi-deep, and deep. The deep one's over there because I needed it. I lost a 10, yeah, I get it. 3/8, short, deep, Allen keys, so I have the long Allens. I never even open them because I don't really use them that much, but I had the ball ones I use kind of frequently whenever I need to use long ones. Ball Torx, these are nice if you do N63 oil return caps. These T30s will get to those cap bolts really good. Deep swivels, extensions. If you do spark plugs, well I guess on most cars, if you use the locking ones, these two, this will just pull spark plugs in and out. Like this socket, I've had no problems with it and it's been great. I've done over 400, 500 spark plugs, I don't keep count. Short stubby 1/2 inch sockets. These are good for crank bolts. Never really used them that much, but I had them. Wobbles, 1/4 inch, or 1/4 inch, 3/8. Torque stick with a impact socket for lug bolts to go on and off. 1/2 inch impact sockets, short and deep. More universal e-torques, 1/2 inch ones that you kind of. I really use the 22 for oil filters for BMW for this thing, but I bought the whole damn set because it looked cool. Here was some more ball. These are kind of cool when you need them. Ball, Allen's, SAE, and then the Torx for tighter spots. This set is cool. You need to go to the places. It's I think it's Sunex, whatever it's called. The T40. Oh, honestly, all these fit in pretty good. T25, they had a recall. We had to pull off the PCV valve under the inside the intake manifold, and that one fit pretty good. Universal Allens. More 1/4 inch universals. Regular size ball metrics. More e-torque sockets. Wobbly driver. I would use these for like tight coolant hoses when you're doing coolant pumps, thermostats, all those random ass hoses. You put the sticks on and you get in a lot of tight spots. And this is all torque you really need, honestly. Stubby metrics again, more Torx, regular size 3/8. I'll work back this way and go back that way. Oil filter wrench for B48, B58, standard N20, N55, N52, N63, all the regular ones. Stubby Torx quarter inch. These work great for a lot of things. N63 air compressor. If you're doing it, if you do leave them in the car, this will fit in perfectly. The T25 fits in a lot of tight spots. T20, and when I lost T20, I just use this one because I lose them all the time. Long Torx, stubby metrics, stubby Torx, and stubby SZNs. I had some random 12-point sockets here. The snap-on universal Torx that I didn't really use that much, but I bought them because they look cool too. Long 6-inch hex bits. These work nice for a lot of spots. And then this was kind of the tray I'd use for like random special off, or my go-to tray kind of thing. Magnetics are always nice to have, so I have 8, 10, 11, and the rest are in boxes inside that red tool cart. Yeah, so this was my main tools I used at the dealership, at the BMW dealership. Let's see what else we got in here. My pliers and random stuff. Well, pliers and what is this called? Plier drawer, I guess.
Yeah.
So we have our pliers. Again, those Nick Picks ones. I usually use for the calipers. I got a coat hanger. I grinded it down and made like sharp tips. So if you ever do like N55, N52 valve covers, you can put them in between those what are they called? Those connectors, and like lock them back into place and use a pocket flat and pull them off without breaking them. Hose clamp pliers are great when you're doing like an N20 thermostat. You can use 3 of these and block off all the lines, and like you have like less than a liter of coolant spilled. Again, some more of those squeeze clamp pliers. This goes in their box, but they were kind of confused right now. If you guys ever work on like Toyotas, these are the best things to have. I showed a lot of people these and they didn't know what these are. Do you know what these are, Nico?
No, exhaust hanger clamp.
Yeah, these things are really cool. I showed someone on like Friday and they're like, what? They make those? So those are nice to have when you work on Japanese cars. I guess you use them in BMWs too, but most times you just take off the whole damn bracket. A skinny pair of pliers that work in a lot of good tight spots that are nice to have. These are like super thin, so if you have like these, you can see how much tighter these are. So these are getting a lot like nice tight places. Like someone had to redo, pull out, straighten out pins, and they worked out perfectly for a headlight. I use these a lot for those hose clamps that were stupid, and I don't think, oh, there you go. The ones that like grab the tab and grab it center, so you can just quickly use these.
Rarely.
I put the torque wrenches here because they didn't fit in other drawers. Most of my torque wrenches are snap-on just because they tend to be more accurate. So I have a 1/4 inch here. I have a 1/4 inch in my blue box. And I have that 3/8 in my blue box, and I have 3/8 in this box too. So I have another tech angle. So I have 2 of them. And then I have an 1/2 inch one in somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's in that red cart. Let's see. This is supposed to be a seal tool. I never used it that much, but a lot of people said it was great. I'll find a use for this one day, hopefully. A lot more long picks, screwdrivers, short picks, plastic tips picks, plastic tip picks, screwdrivers, panel poppers, disc brake measure tool. This is nice. Again, I guess if you work on any car, you don't have to take the wheel off for this one. So you can just slide it through one of the spokes, and I use this a lot at BMWs. Alright, next drawer. Wrenches. We have standard combination wrench. Snap-ons, those are the ones I use most of the time. E-torque ratchet wrenches that are great for starters, oil filter housings. That's mainly what I use it for. I have like my random brake leading wrenches, so like a 911. Flare nut 911, E-Torx long. This is great. I never bought the set because I never really got around to it, and there's more money than I want to spend. But I use this a lot too for random bolts. If you strip the oil filter housing bolt, which I've seen that done at the dealership, you can take off the fan and put this in, and I've had really good luck with this one. Flare nut wrenches, the 10 to 19, moon wrenches, or half wrenches, whatever people call them. E-Torque regular wrenches. This set was really good too. German style wheel, whatever it's called. More braking wrenches, gear wrench, ratchet wrenches. I bought this set on like I think Amazon or eBay or something, and I got this one in the standard set for $180-200, and I mean it's a great price, so it's kind of hard to beat. Adjustable wrenches, O2 sensor wrench, low profile Allen keys, low profile torque bits. These are nice. I use the T3 the most on like tight spots. Like if you're doing N63, there's a heat shield, and you don't have to pull off the alternator if you can get a small wrench into it. And then other people came and borrowed it for other stuff. I don't remember what off the top of my head. More braking wrenches, more long ratchet wrenches. Non-flex. I have a flex too. Alignment wrenches. BMWs, you're doing BMWs, it's 18, 21, 24. Oh, 16, 18 if you work on older cars too. I really like this setup. I use this the most. This is a SP Tool 12900. It's a 21-24 flip. So if you're doing like E90 chassis, this will cover most of the stuff you need to do. Well, I think E90 is 24, but 21's F10s or something, F cars. So this is nice to have. Just take this one and the 1821 to line it up. Pry bars. The pry bar I use most of the time, and if I can get off, I use this big ass one. And then if I couldn't figure it out, I borrow someone else's pry bar because I didn't want to take shitload of pry bars to do the ship. Hammers, dead blows. What's this called? Air hammer. Punches, some random air tools. I bought this hammer not that long ago, but I really like it. But honestly, I think I overspent on it. This is like $100 or something. I bought it because it looked nice. Like this one does the same shit, but whatever. This is great if you work on M cars, so like M3, M4. You have the four pistons. You like put this in and spin it and spread them evenly on both sides. Let's see. Moving on. Coolant pressure tester I have. It's supposed to have like the faster pressure buildup, whatever. It's really what I want it for. I put all my coolant adapters in here just because I didn't want to take them out of the red box, just put them in here because I had space. BMWs, all you need is this one and this one. I think this covers all the general E90 F bodies and like the regular cooling systems on G cars, and then this is like those other E46 and older cars. Tap and die is nice to have if you ever get into like oil pans and stuff, tight spots. I only have the metric set. These are really nice. So the sockets for tap and dies. So when you're re-tapping, you can put it in here and it makes it a lot easier, smoother. I really suggest these. Spark plug, V-thread. I bought them just because if you're into a car that someone else worked on and have that issue, I can fix it. I've never used them, but I have them. This distractions I use, I think these were at AutoZone, like $10. I bought them and they honestly work great. O2 sensor chaser. If you ever worked on like 350, 370Zs, those are nice to have. They tend to strip out a lot, and if you just chase them, you can bring them back to life. Otherwise, some people replace the exhaust manifolds. Am I talking too fast? Slip-on belts. I was told they were good to use on N63s, but I just figured out how to get them on without using the tool. But my buddy used them on his RX-7 to put on a belt, and it worked out really great. This is just another V-threader set. So metric, standard, and some other standard thing I never used. Pads to lay on, so if you're like X3, X5, I'm short, so these are nice to like put on your stomach and lean over on. Fuel lines, emptying out fuel tanks. On BMWs, you're doing a test plan to empty out the tank. I would just leave the connector in, plug this to the tank, and run this to a catcher. Endoscope, these are nice to have when you're checking out like cats. I actually just used it the other day checking out a catalytic converter and found it was like crumbling apart. Cylinders, inside air vents, kind of like a lot of tight spots, so it's nice to have. All my Snap-on 14.4 stuff, I really like it. I have the DeWalt stuff too, but I think for everyday use, works great. Like these 1/4" 3/8 ratchets I love. I have two of the guns because I had one at the dealership, one here at my shop. I have the straight drill that works nice when you're in tight spots for oil pans or like places that the 90 degree won't fit. I also bought the other one that I had never used, the 90 degree drill. I figured someday I would use it for a tight spot. I have my DeWalt electric stuff. So Sawzall, 20 volt driver, 12 volt impact driver, whatever the fuck it's called. I use this one at the dealer and I use the snap-on one here in my shop. This one's great too, I loved it. I have 2 sets, so I kind of just use the snap-on one more. 3/8, 12 volt, this one sucks. I don't use it at all. I want to sell it, but I'm too lazy to sell it, so kind of just a toolbox. 20 volt drill, extra 20 volt batteries. My random electrical drawer I have.
Virgil!
This set I really recommend. You can get this on Amazon. It's like a back probe set, or you can probe into things. It comes with these pins that you could poke in places and put a jumper on it, and then these, and then go to your DDM. So clip it on and get into tight spots or checking pins and stuff. Really long test leads. These are really good to have when you're testing from the front to the back of the car. I use them frequently. These were crimping pliers I use a lot. I have another set. I don't know where they are. Well, I have one here, but I don't know where the other one is. But I have this one, and the wire cutters for those, the wire strippers are really great. I think those are the best strippers I've ever used, like even over the snap-on and other stuff. And bags. There's like a 2JZ ECU, power probe, BMW wheel lock set over there. That's pretty much all I have. Like I said, you don't need half the stuff I have, and honestly, this is like tools that I've had. Some of those are my cousins. I mean, honestly, like I could operate just out of this top drawer for the most part on like a pry bar, but over time you get things that come in handy, and when you get special tools, like those things will save you time in like small places. It's nice to have more tools as you get more experience and run into more jobs. Everything comes in different spots, like even coming into these sockets, like when I do certain things I'd use the shorts, or I'd use the semis, or I use the deeps, and just over time you figure out what fits better and you get a practice going, especially when you're on the same manufacturer cars. But like I said, you honestly don't need much to start, but over time it's nice to have the nicer tools. Like I used to have Craftsman, and then over time I just kind of upgraded because I invested into my career. You don't have to, but I did because I really like working on cars, and I like being efficient and having the right things when you get stuck. You got any questions, Nico? I think I hit it pretty good.
So that's Danny's BMW Flatrate Tech Toolbox tour. I believe he has a pretty legit setup when it comes to working on BMWs, and like he said, that's over 2 years of working in the dealership, so you don't necessarily need to buy all that. You can obviously do it with just the essentials, but having the right tool, specialty tools, always make the job easier. So hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with a friend. It really helps the page grow. Merry Christmas, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!